the beginning of a vision, intertwined with bottles of color.
I am working on this piece that came to me in a dream.
Come together in artist Brenda Turner's living room.
It is very nostalgic because the memories and all that start to like flood back in.
Memories brought back and recreated through a series of old pictures.
The exact piece that I'm working on right here is a baby picture of me on my first birthday, and I'm looking crazy and cranky.
Brenda's mom took that picture in 1987, far away from Texas.
My mom was born in Seoul.
The artist with a flair for color shares the journey of her childhood growing up in South Korea. Here at Perspective 6 Art Gallery in Dallas, with 3 pieces on display.
The little dolls are actually little magnets that's like popular in Korean culture.
The details of her work also show the reaction to her family dynamic, growing up on a Korean military base.
She's a Korean woman, my father is a black man, so there was a lot of issues with that in society, obviously, in the 80s on top of that.
And unkind words she heard some people say.
I would hear more of people referencing him in a derogatory way.
Brenda captured the essence of her nephew in her second piece and in the third.
This is a linoleum print that I did in regards to the tsunami that triggered the earthquake in Japan in 2011.
Brenda has been sharing her Asian culture through painting for more than 2 decades now, and she is planning on many more decades of putting brush to canvas.
Look at my art, and it'll tell you who I am.
The artist with a creative eye and strong memories of her homeland hopes to bring her Asian culture to the people of the DFW Metroplex, knowing who she is and how her history shapes the future of her artwork. In Dallas, Dawn White, CBS News Texas.
Take away your language, cut off all your hair.
It's dark outside this radio station, but inside.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Longtime radio host Albert Oldcrow spreads the light.
I'd like to welcome you to Beyond Bows and Arrows, your weekly American Indian radio program brought to you every Sunday evening between the hours of 6 and 8 p.m. here in the studios of KNON 89.3 FM, Dallas-Fort Worth.
The radio show started in 1983. It's the longest running Native American radio show in Texas.
Good to see everybody.
Albert joined Beyond Bows and Arrows in 1996.
At that time, it was in a 2-story wooden house that I think the equipment kept it standing because it was old, very old. Matter of fact, the wooden slats, you could look down and see who came in the front door.
Almost 3 decades later, listeners can hear everything from flute and powwow music to contemporary rock and rap.
We've been on the rise from a birth to a funeral.
Through the host's massive indigenous music collection.
We haven't disappeared. They tried to wipe us out through genocide, through boarding schools.
Albert's mom attended an Indian boarding school where kids were often abused, forced to assimilate and abandon their native culture.
She didn't show affection to her children. No I love yous, no I'm proud of you, no hugs.
Albert made a point to show affection to his kids.
Hey everybody, it is Jessica.
The show brings a feeling of nostalgia for host Jessica Johnson.
I've always listened to the show since the 80s.
Now Jessica's on the air where she shares more than just music with listeners.
Last week, we did a cooking class. If there's local shows going on, we'll discuss that. And the 4 of us, we speak a lot during the week, so we check in on what we've been doing and what's going on in the Native American community here in Dallas.
The host hopes the show brings attention to the Native American community here in the DFW Metroplex, but also that it brings in new listeners to indigenous music.
There may be some young person out in the audience tuning in saying, I would like to try that. Hopefully that we bring some good entertainment and that this radio station will continue even after I go on and do other stuff.
The U.S. Census Bureau reports more than 100,000 Native Americans live in Texas.
It will happen.
The hosts hope to keep their voices and history alive, one note at a time. In Dallas,
Her message is, I love hearing these songs tonight.
Dawn White, CBS News Texas.
Performance, take one.
The beat and soul of music fills this fire hall.
We are at Haltom Fire Department Station 3.
Oh, here we stand.
Justin Ross and Deadwood Revival has a captive audience as they put music to film.
We are shooting our music video for our song Reach, which is off our current record. It's a song about hope. It's a song about pulling people out of the dark.
Justin has a special connection to fire services. His great-grandfather, Odie Stowe, served as the first fire chief of Haltom City in the 1950s.
I'm very proud to be able to do this inside of a place that falls in the family bloodline.
The song Reach honors the first responders who keep our community safe.
They really are, every day, the first ones on the call. For this song to be dedicated to fire, EMT, EMS is an honor at 100%.
The firefighters say it's not just the lyrics of the song that touch them, but the meaning and appreciation behind each note.
It feels good. You know, it feels really nice to have somebody that wants to give back to the community, that is putting themselves on the line to protect society. And
we're a tight-knit community, you know, firemen, firewomen across the nation. You know, we all have the same heart and the same passion for what we do.
Reach me in the dark.
Justin and the Haltom City Fire Rescue Department are uniting their passion as they organize a fundraiser for local first responders in September at Texas Live.
We got to talk to and work with Texas Line of Duty Death, who is the task force that he is raising proceeds for.
that community is something that gives back to families that are in need when, you know, they have a line of duty death or a severe injury. And so it's great as a fire department to be able to host that. And at the Haltom City Fire Department, we're happy to be a part of it.
I hope that it brings them happiness and lets them know that there's some guys out there, just a band from Fort Worth, that is writing music that honors what they do.
Reach me in the dark.
The great-grandson of a former fire chief hopes the rhythm of his band's music not only honors his own family legacy, but brings solace and recognition to a new generation of first responders. In Haltom City, Dawn White, CBS News Texas. The Cedar Hill roller rink has quite the history.
We've been here since 1956.
With many of its original iconic features of a bygone era still in place.
I'm the oldest skating rink in Texas.
The man with the big laugh is the owner of the historic skating rink. Dave Candoza is affectionately known in the community by his nickname,
Super Dave, yeah.
creating memories for new generations of skaters.
Grandpas bring their kids and their just generations down have come here.
As soon as I walk through the door, the nostalgia hits me.
Mason McCuller shares fond memories of the rink with his two children.
I've been coming to this rink since I was about 5 years old, my son's age, coming on 30 years, 3 decades.
Super Dave has owned the rink for 18 years. He even laced up his skates and hit the rink as a little boy. But what an inspector found left his head spinning.
So there's certain things with some electrical issues, a couple things with the plumbing, the floor by the restrooms.
Those improvements come with a hefty price tag.
In the ballpark of about $30,000. They're just expensive, like super expensive. I don't have the kind of cash.
Super Dave hopes the rink can roll into the future. He started a GoFundMe page with the hopes of saving this rink for generations to come.
And hopefully we can come together and save the rink for the kids and all the other activities that go on here as well.
Oh, I want to see the rink make it to 100 years open. You know, we've been here since 1956, so that's another 26 years away or something like that, 25. That'd be pretty cool to see 100-year anniversary of the Cedar Hill roller rink.
The rink has built almost 7 decades of memories. And for those whose hearts are filled with nostalgia, minds with sentimental thoughts, and feet with the familiar feel of wood, they hope the flashbacks of the past will continue for many generations to come. In Cedar Hill, Dawn White, CBS News Texas. It's another busy day for Scott Jackson, who co-owns Texas Raw Honey with his business partner, Carlos Hambleton.
We've done this now for 15 years. We've been beekeeping for probably 25 years.
Customers are buzzing for their honey this time of the year.
Allergy season's always good for our business because raw honey naturally has pollens in it.
Dr. Alfred Johnson recommends raw, local honey to his allergy patients.
Bees do collect the pollen. That's part of what the honey is. And so little bits of honey will help some people build up tolerance to the different pollens in the local area. And so that's why they talk about local honey.
The cloudiness in this bottle of honey is the micropollens. The company also sells pollen granules here, which are made from bees. This is a larger dose of pollen, and it's often mixed with yogurt or cereal. Jackson says local honey can include pollens from up to 300 miles away. He mixes honey from the Alvarado bee farm with honey from San Antonio for even more protection from pollens.
The prevailing winds that come from the south, they'll blow your ragweed. I think every year we get people that say, oh, I'm allergic to ragweed and I eat your honey and it benefits.
The company sells about 300,000 bottles of honey per year, with this being the sweet time for sales.
We just have people that swear by eating a teaspoon of raw honey per day helps them with their allergies.
Moving bottles of honey from the warehouse into customers' hands brings Jackson a sense of satisfaction.
It makes you feel pretty good that not only are you helping with those allergies, but you're providing a natural sweetener, that you're doing something for the health benefit of people.
The duo plan to remain busy as the buzz for raw local honey continues to grow. In Alvarado, Dawn White, CBS News Texas.